Hi guys, it's Mack Million. Thanks for joining me for another episode here in the dark room with Mack Photos, where today we're going to be doing a follow-up to last week's episode. Last week I showed you how to create a frequency separation action within Photoshop. Today we're going to be taking a deeper dive, taking a look at exactly what is frequency separation, and we're going to do a comparison between the various skin retouching tools within Photoshop. I'm going to walk you through doing some skin retouching with the spot healing tool, the clone stamp, and show you why, in my opinion, hands down, frequency separation is the clear winner. So let's hop over to the other side. Hi guys, thanks for joining me here over in Photoshop, where today we're going to be following up from our previous episode on frequency separation. Last week's episodes I did a walkthrough, showed you how to set up an action in Photoshop for frequency separation. This week we're going to be taking a look at frequency separation. I thought the best way for me to demonstrate frequency separation and the benefits of frequency separation was to actually walk you through each of the skin healing or tools which you would use in Photoshop for skin healing and retouching. So what we're going to do, we're going to open that frequency separation action. We're going to run that action that we created on last week's episode, and I'm going to group these layers so that later on we can come back and do a before and after comparison. We'll call this frequency separation folder there, and there are our layers. I'm going to create two additional blank layers as well. The bottom we're going to label it clone stamp, and the top is going to be our spot healing tool. Okay, I'm going to turn off those bottom layers so that I can demonstrate the spot healing tool. One of the trickiest areas when it comes to skin retouching is this area under the eye. Naturally, we all have creases under the eye here, as well as the older we get, this area tends to become darker and darker. We all naturally, and depending on how much sleep we have, can have these dark areas under the eye. This is a natural occurrence, but in images, we really want to kind of clean up this area. It brings a vibrance to the skin and to the eyes. So we're going to do some cleanup using the spot healing tool here under the eye. And just real quick, we'll start to go through and clean up the little creases here underneath the eye. Now, I always strive to keep a very polished but natural looking edit when doing edits of the skin. So a natural occurrence here is we all have this crease line just under the eye. Now, I don't strive to go through and remove this, because then the eye does begin to look unnatural and plasticky. At times, if it's very prominent, I might minimize that area, but I never go in and completely just get rid of that crease altogether. So here we go. We've done some cleanup with the spot healing tool. Now, although we've been able to go in and basically alleviate the creases and so forth, what you're seeing here is really the downside of the spot healing tool. Because we've had to remove so many of the little fine minute wrinkles or creases there, we've completely gotten rid of the texture under the eye here. Also, the other thing you'll notice is we still have that darkness under the eye. So if we turn this on and off, this is the before, this is the after, it doesn't look so great here. Zooming out, still does not look great. Not really acceptable when it comes to the retouching that we're looking for. So I'm going to delete this layer since we've kind of taken a look at the spot healing tool. Next, we're going to use the clone stamp tool and see how good of a job we can get with the clone stamp tool. Being very familiar with this tool, I know we will need to go down to a pretty low flow. So we're going to start at 18% and go in and start to do cleanup using the clone stamp tool here. Okay. So right off, I can see the clone stamp tool is doing a better job. Not only am I getting rid of the creases under the eye, but I'm starting to see color changes as well. The eye's starting to brighten up because the clone stamp is not only providing the healing to those creased areas, but it's replacing it with a bit of texture and color from the area that we're sampling from. Okay, so already we can see it's quite a bit better than using the spot healing tool, but because we have to use such a low flow capacity for the tool, there's still some blurring there under the eye. So if we look at it before, after, looks much better than with the spot healing tool, but still not quite there. And because I've used the clone stamp tools so much, I can get it to where it looks natural, but it would require far more time than it would with the frequency separation layer. Okay, so we're going to delete that clone stamp layer and get to our frequency separation action layers here. When using the frequency separation, primarily you will be working on this high frequency layer. Ensure your flow rate is at 100% and that your sample is on the current layer. Okay, so using our frequency separation here, let's go ahead and get started with the same retouching under the eye here. And it's always going to be good to minimize your clone stamp tool, the size of it, for better results here. As you can see, I'm actually using a Wacom, you can't see, but I'm using a Wacom tablet, and I have a key or a button on the tablet set up to grab my samples. Makes this really quick, fast, and easy. So we've gone through and kind of gotten rid of the creases there. Notice that we have texture under the eye, but what I want to see more texture here. So as we go through and do this, we can actually begin to move texture around, which is, there again, one of the things I love about frequency separation. I can take texture from any area of the face and move it around. For me, texture really creates more of a natural look to images versus going through and just obliterating blemishes and texture. So There again, just did kind of a rough job here as far as the edits, but you get the idea as far as the ability here to maintain or create or add texture. Now we still do, although we frequency separation using the high frequency layer has done a great job as far as alleviating some of the color issues. We still see some darkness there under the eye. So this is our frequency separation healing with just the texture layer. And there again, the beautiful part is we still have nice skin texture under the eye, which keeps a natural look. Next, to correct the color, or to correct that mild bit of darkness that remains under the eye, we can come to our low frequency layer, which is the layer that contains our colors and tones. We're still using the clone stamp tool. What we'll want to do when you're working with this low frequency layer, we're going to drop our flow capacity down to 1. We always want to make minor increments when editing. So we're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to sample areas of color. For example, the lighter area of the cheek here, which we want to apply under the eye to brighten it up a bit. Okay, so we'll start grabbing some of that color and painting it in. Now notice, because we are on the low frequency layer, we are not touching texture. The texture that we applied previously remains. It's just the color and tone that's being affected as we're doing this. Okay, so that's starting to look much better, and notice the natural look. There again, we're just going through doing a quick retouch here. So let's take a look at the before and after using our frequency separation action. Beautiful improvement, 100 times better, and in my opinion much quicker, more efficient way of doing skin retouching. I'm going to keep going. We're going to go back to our high frequency layer and bump our flow capacity back up to 100%. I'm going to go through and show you other areas of retouching, and there again why I really enjoy using the frequency separation tool or actions for skin retouching. Definitely not uncommon to have hair on the face and go through and do cleanup of those stray hairs on the face. It's so easy because you're sampling actual skin texture around the areas that you're healing. For example, these crease lines on the nose, I'm just grabbing an area just above it and here I'll grab an area just below, and notice those lines are gone. Okay, this hair here on the chin, I'll grab an area just above it and go through, and it's gone. The other thing that's a great benefit to me to the frequency separation is the ability to blend transitional areas, those areas between highlights and shadows. Images always look better and more natural when those transitions are smooth. For example, there is a highlight area here on the neck that goes to a darker area or shadow. So we can start to do some sampling there and notice how that smooths this area out and makes for a smoother transition. There again, the neck being an area of lots of texture, we can begin to really kind of blend. And one of the things you'll always want to be conscious of when you're using the frequency separation tool is going to be edges. Sometimes you can get some artifacting when working around edges, so be conscious of that, and at times you might have to go back with the spot healing tool to clean those areas up, but all in all, those are minimal. And lastly, the other benefit to using frequency separation is even cleaning up those stray hairs in the hair. It does a great job there too. So it's one tool, and you're able to just cover so much when it comes to editing photos with the frequency separation tools. There again, I like it even better than the spot healing tool because we can go through and zip through these stray hairs, but it can tend to leave some artifacts that you have to go back and clean up, whereas I found that it's a little less cleanup when I use the frequency separation layer to do this as well. Okay guys, well, we're going to zoom out here and wrap up for this tutorial. So we'll do a last before and after look as far as using our frequency separation actions. There again, before and after. We notice the eye looks natural, some of the stray hairs off the hair are removed. The transitions on the neck much smoother. And guys, that's frequency separation, an invaluable tool. I hope you get familiar with frequency separation, and that it proves to be an invaluable tool in your arsenal of tools as well. Till next time, see you on the other side. As usual, I hope this episode has been beneficial, and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, get out there, get shooting, and remember, make every shot count.